welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. I'm sick with another cold again, because apparently I'm just that unlucky, but the Project Sekai event don't stop coming, so we will just have to roll with it. So, excuse my voice for this video, and if you would, please subscribe and check out the Patreon if you haven't already. More about that at the end of the video. But with that, let's get into the first event of December, This Way That Way, Zookeeper Experience. This event will run from December 10th to December 18th, and this is a mixed marathon event in the cool attribute. Because this is a mixed event, there is no commissioned song. But of course, that doesn't change the event story, and the focus character this time around is Minori. And her supporting cast is Shiho, Ichika, Haruka, and more Jump Luca. And the event synopsis reads as follows. Minori and Shiho, now in their second year of high school, began their activities as a member of the Animal Care Committee. One day, a teacher from the committee told them that a zoo called Obedai Animal Land is recruiting participants for a work experience program. Upon hearing these news, both Minori and Shiho decides to participate in the program together. Following the event's conclusion, we will see an after show as always that will be running between December 18th and December 19th. Participating in the virtual live during the allotted period will grant you 300 crystals and a stamp. The stamp this time around of Minori called Please Take It. The virtual live item added with this event is a full body costume of a bear as a zookeeper. If you want this customization for your virtual live avatar, it will set you back 1000 paid crystals to pick it up from the virtual live shop once the event opens. And of course, running alongside the event is the event gacha called 24 Hours with the Animal Police. This gacha will run from December 10th to December 20th and includes 3 new permanent characters. Because these cards are permanent, this means that these cards will enter the standard gacha pool, making them available in all subsequent gachas in the game. Our first character to get a card in the gacha is of course the event's focus character Minori with the card Scurry-Skitter. Minori is a scorer skill card with skill name the job of a one-day zookeeper, and scorer skill cards will grant 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. Minori of course comes with a new costume unlocked with the card called Fluffy Police. The second character in the gacha is Shiho with the card Concealed Joy. Shiho is a healer skilled card with the skill name Keeping the Sleeping Children Safe, and healer skilled cards will recover 350 life and grant a 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. And Shiho's new costume is called Fussy Police. The final character in the gacha is more Jump Luca with her card name Greetings Are Idol 101. Luca is a perfect scorer skilled card with the skill name Going to the Zoo in Secret, and perfect scorer skilled cards will grant you 110% score bonus for perfect taps only for 5 seconds. And the final new costume coming with Luca is called Striped Police. That covers all of the new gacha cards, but of course, since this is a marathon event of the standard variety, we will also see 2 exchange shop cards become available once the event opens. Taking the 2-star slot is Haruka with her card Surprise Plan. Haruka is a pure attribute card as well as a perfect locker skilled card. And this of course means that Ichika takes the 3-star slot with her card Beware of Snatching. Ichika is a mysterious attribute card and a healer skill card with the skill name Equal Share for Everyone. And of course, these cards will be available for the standard token amounts in the exchange shop once the event opens. But that covered all of the general information you needed to know about Zookeeper Day, so let's instead look towards the event team building of this event. Of course, as always, the 3 gacha cards we just mentioned will be available with an 80% bonus for this event if you do decide to pull from the gacha. But that's not really what we're here for. We wanna know what cards are available with a 50% bonus if you're not summoning from the gacha or if you don't get all 3 of the cards. And just keep in mind the changes to event bonus that 3rd anniversary brought, as I do not mention them during the team building. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you might know what I'm gonna do now. We're starting off with the Virtual Singer because this is a mixed event. Mixed event means that it's only the Virtual Singer in question that can grant the 50% bonus as long as they are the correct subunit. It's also only that Virtual Singer that can grant the 40% bonus if they are a blank or unitless card. And just like Len last event, Murmur Jump Luca only has one available option, but this time around it's actually a 50% bonus card. The card in question is a 4-star card that comes from the event Color of Myself and is of the permanent variety. Other than that, you have no available options for the Virtual Singer slot except for this one 4-star card. Moving on from that sad fact, sorry Luca, we can look towards the focus character of the event Minori, who has 5 available cards. This includes her 2-star card from the release celebration gacha, her 3-star card from the event Singing Among the Cherry Blossoms, and 2 4-star cards, 1 permanent, 1 limited. Her limited 4-star card comes from the event Tied by a Painful Hope, while her permanent 4-star card comes from the event Step by Step, that is the Murmur Jump Archender. Finally, as a bonus, Minori also has a happy birthday card available as her final card, being her birthday card from the first year. Finishing off the gacha roster, Shiho has 6 available cards with a 50% bonus. This includes her 2-star card from the event Beyond Prayers, The Tomorrow We Wish For, as well as the 3-star card from the event Live with Memories. Shiho has 3 4-star cards available as well, all 3 of them being permanent. In order of release, her first 4-star card to become available comes from the event Resonate With You. Her second one came from the event Putting Feelings Into Words. And the final card to be released for Shiho is from the event Our Constellation Song, that is the Leonid Archender event. Finally, Shiho also has a bonus card in the form of her happy birthday card from the second year. This leaves us with our exchange shop card. Starting off with 2-star representative Haruka has 5 available cards with a 50% bonus. This includes her 2-star card from Step by Step, as well as her 3-star card from the release celebration gacha. And she has 3 available 4-star cards, all 3 of them being limited. The first limited card to become available for Haruka was her Colorful Festival exclusive card that was released in July of 2022 on the EN server. This is followed by her second limited card that came out during the event Tied by Painful Hope. And her third and final limited card is very new, coming out with the event The Warmth of a Guiding Hand. That leaves us with our 3-star representative being Ichika, who has 8 available cards with a 50% bonus. This includes her 1-star card from the release of the game, her 2-star card from both Spoijoy Park and the 3rd anniversary 2-star set released into the gacha directly. She also have her 3-star card from the event Get Over It, as well as 3 4-star cards, 2 limited, 1 permanent. The first one of Ichika's limited cards is her Colorful Festival exclusive card that was released with the 1st anniversary Colorful Festival. Her second limited card comes from the event Memories that come with the scent of candles. Her only permanent card comes from the event Our Constellation of Song, that is still the Leonid Archender from this year. And as a bonus, she does have a happy birthday card available as well, hers being from the first year, just like Minori. We do have 2 asterisks for this event. The 2-star Haruka from the event Step by Step has not yet entered the standard gacha pool. So if you did not play during Step by Step in June, you have no way of having this Haruka. The second 2-star Ichika is also from the 3rd anniversary 2-star set, which was directly entered into the standard gacha pool without any exchange swap. This makes them a bit difficult to have if you did not buy the 2-star set bundle from the crystal shop. So you might not have her, and that's fine, since there is a second cool Ichika in the 2-star category if you need one. But to say that this event's team building is awful would be an understatement. Out of 12 cards, 11 if we remove the only virtual singer card available, 6 of them are limited. Ichika has a majority limited cards and Minori has a 50-50 between permanent and limiteds. It's only Shiho who has a good selection of non-limited cards, and even then it isn't that strong. And even if there are 6 available cards of the permanent variety, 3 of those, so half of them, are what I would consider very new. Both Step by Step and our Constellation Song are Arcender events, meaning that they ran within the last half year of the game's lifespan on EN. This means that if you're someone who has been saving for a very long time, or you're someone who hasn't pulled a lot since these 2 events ran, or pulled for them specifically, it's a very low chance that you actually have any of the 3 cards that comes from either of these 2 events. Which is especially bad when you consider that both Minori and Ichika don't have any other permanent alternatives that came out before these 2 events. Like I said, it's only Shiho who has a decent selection that most people can actually work around. At least there are 4 3-star cards, 1 for each one of the standard members, which is still lacking the virtual singer, but you know, it's better than nothing. Still, the event team building for this event is disastrously abysmal. Like, I wanna question who at Sega thought this event roster for this event was a good idea, but alas. It would have actually been a lot more healthy if it was Haruka or Ichika in the banner, because at least then you would have a solid option with the 80% bonus card if you are pulling from the gacha. I know why it isn't them due to story reasons, but still. I don't think that most people will be able to get the 300% bonus that is available post the 3rd anniversary event bonus changes. I don't even think that most people will be able to gain the standard 250% event bonus for this event because of the really bad event team building. I just hope that most people can at least put together a team with 200% event bonus, or maybe something like 230, 240. But I really don't have the energy to keep on complaining, because I think that you all can see how bad this event team building is just from a glance. So before I get more upset from looking at this event team building, let's instead look towards the future usability of the gacha cards. And thank God that all 3 of the gacha cards sees use at least once, as it currently stands on the Japanese server. Luca and Shiho sees use once, while Minori will be useful twice. Minori and Luca will see use together during the event Lead to Shine More that will run from the 10th of June to the 18th of June. In the gacha for this event is Haruka, Shizuku, and Kaito, meaning that both Minori and Luca will only ever be available with a 50% bonus, which makes them higher gameplay value. Especially considering how bad the selection is for cool Minori in particular. While the selection for cool Murmur Jump Luca is really bad, it can often be circumvented during unit focused event as you have other virtual singers in the correct attribute. But of course she would be immensely useful if there was to be another cool Murmur Jump Luca in a mixed event, so I'm not saying that she's poor value, she's also sky high value in that situation, but Minori is more likely to show up in cool mixed event than Murmur Jump Luca is. The second event that Minori sees use in alone is Rise as One that will run from the 30th of March to the 8th of April. This event shows up consistently, but if you have forgotten, it's Kaito, Honami, and Akito in the gacha, meaning that Minori is only ever available with a 50% bonus for this event. This means that once again she is higher gameplay value, especially considering how poor the selection is for cool Minori cards. Shiho, on the other hand, sees use in the event The Courage to Lead the Kindness in My Heart that will run from the 10th of February to the 18th of February. In the gacha for this event is Ichika, Honami, and Kaito, meaning that Shiho is also only ever available with a 50% bonus. This makes the Zookeeper experience Shiho higher gameplay value, but I would say that she's a less gameplay value than Minori or Luca because her greater selection of cool 4-star cards in the permanent variety. Still, this doesn't mean that the Zookeeper Day card isn't a valid option if you don't have any other card or if you really want to use the Zookeeper Day card instead of the other options you currently have. As for the exchange shop cards, Ichika will see use during the event This Moment With You that will run from the 20th of September to the 28th of September. In the gacha is Ichika, Saki, and Len, meaning of course that the 3-star exchange shop Ichika is of lower gameplay value for this event. Finally, Haruka sees use during the event The Scars Left Behind with Time that will run from the 20th of February to the 27th of February and includes Minori, Haruka, and More Jump Miku. This of course means that Haruka is available with a 70% bonus during this event, meaning that her 2-star card from the exchange shop of Zookeeper Day is of lower gameplay value. So the situation for the gacha cards actually for once looks pretty decent, while the exchange shop cards are looking a bit weaker this time around, but I would still suggest that you pick up both exchange shop cards for the character rank bonus and other goodies that you can get from every single exchange shop card in the game. I do also think from a purely gameplay perspective that this gacha is a very strong gacha to pull from because of the lack of cool Minori cards and cool More Jump Luca cards available in the game. Both the Minori and the Luca will do great if they show up in another mixed event in the cool attribute because of the limited options in that attribute for those two characters, as well as be solid options during a More Jump unit focused event in the cool attribute if we do get another one. But I feel like that's enough rambling about the future usability of these cards, so let's instead look what new limited costumes will come out for Minori, Luca, and Shiho. Of course, just around the corner is both Shiho and Minori, with the event next to the Unchanging Warmth granting a costume for both of them. Minori is a Colorful Festival exclusive card during this gacha, meaning she will only be available between December 31st and January 3rd. Meanwhile, Shiho is an event card, meaning that she's available all the way from December 31st to January 7th. And the full roster for Unchanging Warmth has Shizuku and Minori in the Colorful Festival portion, with Shiho, Mizuki, and Meiko as the event characters. Following this is a costume for Minori and Luca together during the event Wedding Live with Everyone that will run from the 30th of May to the 8th of June. In this gacha is Nene, Minori, and Wonderland Showtime Luca. And this is rounded off with yet another event that we keep on consistently mentioning on the channel, being Put Your Heart Into It Dream Stage, or as it's known more commonly as 4th Anniversary. This event runs from 30th of September to the 9th of October and includes in the gacha Shiho, Airi, Toya, and Nene. This gacha is also connected to a Bloom Festival, with Rui and Rin being the Bloom Festival exclusive characters during this gacha. So these girls does not have a very wide selection when it comes to new limited costumes coming up during 2025. But of course, those are not the only option, as we also have a slew of rerunning gachas. As always, remember that the second rerun of any given limited gacha is the final chance to pull from that gacha as a standalone thing. Once the second rerun concludes, the gacha will be discontinued and the cards will join the recollection festival. As always, if you've not watched my video on it, I highly suggest you do, so you are aware of what the discontinuing limited gachas actually mean. Our first rerunning gacha we will see will actually start the day after Zookeeper Day concludes. The final rerun of Scramble Flower will be held between December 19th and December 28th. This is your final chance on this gacha. This is followed by Fluttering Maiden having its first rerun in April and its final rerun already confirmed for November 2025. In April, we will also see the final rerun of the gacha The Naive Voice That Cries Out to You. In May, we will see 3 gachas. We will first see the first rerun of the Escape the Rain gacha, which does not have its final rerun yet confirmed. As well, we will also see the final reruns of the Sporty Girl gacha and the Moonlight Knight Sister gacha. In June, we will have the final rerun of the gacha Before the Storm, followed by the final rerun of Spooky Forest gacha in August. We cap this off with 2 gachas having their first rerun, starting off with Melody March in September, who does not have a final rerun yet confirmed, as well as Grow Up With Me in October, who does not either have its final rerun yet confirmed on the Japanese server. So the selection of rerunning gachas is a bit more wide than it is for new limited costumes, and a few of them are having their final reruns. So make sure if any one of the rerunning gachas really interest you to mark the date when they have their final rerun and plan your crystals accordingly, because otherwise you will have to pull from the recollection festival once it comes back. But with that, we arrive at the final question of this episode. Should you participate in the event This Way That Way Zookeeper Day, and should you pull from the 24-hour with the Animal Police gacha? And the short answer is, as always, yes, you should always participate in every event, and you should definitely pull from the gacha if you love these cards. But man, am I having a hard time telling you to tier or go deep into this event if you're not pulling from the gacha. With this being a permanent event, these cards will be available in the standard gacha pool, which is an argument against them, especially seeing what's just around the corner. Not only is the 3rd anniversary global rerun already running when this video comes out, we also have the colorful festival for New Year's just around the corner that includes both Minori and Shiho in the same gacha again. On top of that, Sanrio was confirmed for January, with a lot of hard-hitting gachas just coming up in 2025 as well. So while this set is so very cute, I'm having a hard time actually finding reasons for you to pull from it if you don't really want a cool Minori to fill out your roster. Of course, if you really love these cards and you've been saving crystals for it, do not let me tell you what you should and should not go for. It's a great set with a cute theme and a lot of future usability in the cards for them. But man, is it stacked up against some of the hardest hitting gachas we've had in Project Sekai history currently, and I don't think that it measures up as a permanent set that is a mixed event in the middle of December. With that being said, if you do decide to pull from the gacha, it is a great choice and you should not feel bad about picking it. But like I said, if you are not pulling from the gacha and actually getting the cards, I would not suggest going deep into the event or tiering a lot, as it will be a pretty stacked competition from the people who actually pulled from the gacha. Or people who have a lot of limited cards, but that's neither here or there, as the event is called. With that being said, what do you think about the This Way That Way Zookeeper Day event? Do you think I'm being too harsh on these cards, or do you think I'm propping up the future usability of the more jump cards a bit too much? I really do love to hear your opinions, and I do really feel like this event is very cute, but it was just put up against the worst competition in the game's history. And if you made it this far into the video, please make sure that you're subscribed, have left a like, and also shared it with a friend, as all of these things help me grow immensely. And if you feel inclined to support me even further, please check out my Patreon, as they help me financially to become more stable and possibly make YouTube a full-time experience one day. But special thanks to my append players being Oli, Opal Siren, Peterish, Ranmaru, Shoop, and Veritas Uwu. You guys are truly amazing. But with that, thanks once again for making it to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. I will not keep you here any longer. Let's get out of here for the week.